Hey friends, how's it going? Easter Sunday, April 9 here in New York City. Getting started a little early. Testing out a new mic, so hopefully I'll get a little feedback on that. Over here on the East River, and this in a little while is where we're going to head. Take the ferry. A little bit of a New York City evening ferry ride. I see ABX. I see Ramona. Can you guys let me know how the audio is coming in? Trying a new mic. RFK Bridge and the Hellgate. This is the East River. Ooh, and that's, do we think that might be our boat? Guess it could be. Em is here, Colleen. Ramona giving us thumbs up on the sound check. This, by the way, we're not standing in the best spot, but that's Gracie Mansion, which is where, it's the official residence of the New York City mayor. We'll actually, when we're on the boat, we should see that. Yeah, it's definitely going to be chilly on the boat, but such is life. Yeah, wishing everybody a happy Easter. Hope everybody's doing okay. We'll be cold on the boat, of course. Last time, what was crazy was the combination of the wind gusts and the speed of the boat, like every now and then just like gave our gimbal a hard time. So we'll see how this goes, but I thought we would try to time the boat ride a little bit with sunset. So hopefully as we're going down Manhattan Island, we should get some pretty good views. Fingers crossed. Hopefully this works out. Just looking at my watch, it is 6:23 p.m. I think the boat leaves at 6:33 p.m. So we have about 10 minutes. So feel free to grab a drink, get comfortable. I already have my tickets, but basically there's a couple ways to buy tickets. You can use the app, which is super convenient, or you can use the machine right up ahead. Single rides are $4. But I actually went ahead and bought a 10 ride pass for $27.50. So they used to cost $275 a ride. So if you buy 10 passes, and I think it's good for 3 months. So I figure, you know, this summer I'm gonna ride the ferry every now and then. I don't think I'm gonna lose any of my tickets. $275 is a much better price than $4. So. Lost Fly, good to see you. We were talking about you yesterday because we were at Prospect Park and we saw a location of King David Tacos, which does Austin, Texas style breakfast tacos. We were talking about you yesterday. Any kiddo anecdotes? Well, we did dress him up. We put him in his little bunny ears today. He was immensely adorable. And right now, my beautiful wife Lisa is at home trying to entertain him before bedtime. But he was being a little cutie pie today. Alex asks, are we sharing our location? We are not. Diana Lee reminding us not to get blown off the boat. Well, I can't make any promises. Fingers crossed. So yeah, this is the East 90th ferry stop. And we should be leaving in less than 10 minutes. And my guess is we'll have most of the upstairs to ourselves just because it is so cold. we will be the only ones foolish enough to ride on top. I'll show you guys the route. So there's two that you can take. You could take the Astoria, the Soundview route to Wall Street, which mostly runs along Manhattan Island. We're actually going to take the Astoria route, which goes, it takes a little longer, but it has, in my opinion, more interesting views. So we'll go by Long Island City, we'll go by Roosevelt Island. Should be good. Was anybody watching Dutch Moz earlier, by the way? And he saw he was going to take his wife on her first trip on the Roosevelt Island tram, and it was so busy, like a 30-minute wait, they ended up going to Central Park instead. I've never seen a line like that on the tram, but I guess everybody wants to see the Roosevelt Island cherry blossoms. Maybe they also have an event tonight or something. It was unbelievable. Julie's checking in all the way from Paris. AC wishing everybody a happy Easter. Yeah, happy Easter, Passover, Ramadan. If you're celebrating, wishing all good things and a happy celebration to everybody. Marv says maybe a live stream to Rockaway in the summer. So I would love to do that. I have a feeling that the signal would not sustain all the way to the Rockaways. I think it would stop somewhere. Like once you, I'm trying to remember, because we've done it a couple times. I've taken the ferry to the Rockaways many times, and I try to. Every now and then I'll try to keep an eye on my phone to see how the signal looks. What I'll probably do is do that as recordings, because I'm just not confident it would make it that far. We've even done like the Staten Island ferry and lost the signal. Like once you're in the water, there's no cell towers. Sometimes the signal, holds on at like a really low connection, but most of the time you just lose it. Robin's vote was to wait the 30 minutes. I don't blame him for not waiting the 30 minutes. I also think that's another one where if you time it right, you want to get the sunset views on the tram. Also very beautiful. So maybe some folks are going out, get the cherry blossoms, and then try to get on the sunset ride back on the tram. Brian, good to see you. If I missed you, welcome. Thanks for being with us. That looks like our boat. So they're going to let folks off. It looks like there's a handful of people upstairs. They look very cold. Ooh, I should have brought my gloves. It's like 50 degrees, but it's super windy right now. And I'm going to have to hold onto the pole, the metal pole. I even remember looking at my gloves today and thinking, it's spring, who needs gloves? Alright, Marsden says, sunset scheduled for 7:29 p.m. So, I think when I looked at the schedule, this is scheduled to get to Wall Street at like 7:25. So, I think by the time we're in Lower Manhattan, looking at the Manhattan Bridge, looking at the Brooklyn Bridge, looking at the Statue of Liberty, I think it's close enough to sunset that it should look really pretty. So, fingers crossed that we don't get blown off the boat, that we don't get too cold. Yeah, exactly, the wind chill. I wasn't really planning an evening walk tonight, but I was too tired this morning to go out, and anyways, like half of the New York City streamers were at St. Patrick's Cathedral. That seemed well covered, so. As is often the case, we're off doing our own thing. John Burke asking if they sell coffee on the boat. They do sell coffee, but I think this late, there's, I think usually the snack bar's not open. All right, here we go. Getting my ticket set up. And the ticket is, so this ride takes about an hour, and the ticket is good for 2 hours, which means when we get to Wall Street Pier 11, you're actually able to hop on a different boat. So for example, you could take this to Wall Street and then hop on a boat to the Rockaways. Thank you. All right, we're good to go. Ticket scanned. So we'll be on the boat in just a moment. Ooh, it looks like I was playing with my Nightbot commands, and it looks like I screwed up the weather one. Diana Lee, definitely not. Definitely, we are definitely underdressed for the weather. I'm fine for the temperature. I'm not fine for the wind chill. Do you guys see the dog in the backpack?
Hey, are we good? Oh, that's absurd.
Osfly enjoyed the Easter parade. Yeah, I caught a little bit of people's footage of it today. The thing is that it's not really a parade, right? It's mostly like a handful of people who dress up and hundreds of people kind of jammed around them, you know, taking pictures and stuff. I just found it. I went last year. I just found it a little hectic. It wasn't really my scene. Some of the costumes are, of course, incredible. I found the whole event a little stressful. A little bit stressful. All right, let's head on. We'll head to the back where we can get the stairs to the upstairs. And there's the snack bar. Got Gatorade, soda, beer, wine, and there is a coffee, but no snacks for me.
Welcome aboard the NYC Ferry.
All right, let's head upstairs. Yeah. Ooh, this one we can get a seat actually if we want it. But I think I'll stand for a little bit, as long as I'm not in anybody's way. Mary, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, Marzin's vote is for Easter Parade with Fred Astaire and Judy Garland. Ooh, old school. So in addition to me, there's about 4 other travelers upstairs, and I'm curious as we get moving whether they stay upstairs or if it gets too cold. Again, that's the RFK Bridge and the Hellgate Bridge. Ambrose is here. Aye aye. All aboard. The next stop is Astoria. Astoria. Say goodbye to the Upper East Side. Oh, there's that sun. I think we're going to get some really spectacular views tonight. And there's that wind. the wind noise for you guys? I'm trying out a new microphone. Pulling into Astoria now. Says the mic went wonky. Yeah, when it's like really blowing. So there's 10-mile-per-hour winds. I don't know how much the gusts are, but and then you add on however fast the boat is going. Hopefully it's better now that we're still. Yeah, I'll give it a listen when I get home. See how it compares to last time. Arson asks, have we ever taken... Ooh, Rocky. Yikes. Arson asking, have we ever taken any of the routes to the Bronx? Yeah, we have. My wife and I did that last summer, something like that. It was really fun, really pretty. But my favorite route of all is to the Rockaways. It's like a 45-minute ride. It's absolutely beautiful the whole way. You get to see Coney Island from the water, which is like really fun, especially in the summer when it's like the beach is packed and all the rides are really going. But this one's pretty good too because we're gonna get some great views from Queens to Brooklyn and of course the Manhattan skyline, and hopefully I've timed it so that with the sun coming down, I think it's gonna be really pretty, so fingers crossed. We will have to suffer some choppy wind noise, but hopefully the views will be worthwhile. Sue K checking in. Julie, we're heading to Wall Street, Pier 11. So we're going to go from East 90th Street, the Upper East Side of Manhattan, down the remainder of Manhattan Island to Wall Street. Penelope, Neville, Colleen, Diana Lee, enjoying the ambiance. Hey, thank you everybody. Yeah, again, happy Easter, happy Passover, happy Ramadan, whatever you're celebrating. We're sending you our best wishes, and away we go. I think the next stop is Roosevelt Island, so we should get some good views of Roosevelt. Ramona says the views are equal to the Circle Line for only $4. Yeah, and I was saying before, to anybody who just joined, I bought a 10 ride pass for $27.50, so that brings the ride pass down to each ride to $275 again, which is what it used to be. And I think you have 90 days to use them all, which for me in the summertime is like, I'll probably end up getting that again. Yeah, Diana, we may be a bagel popsicle tonight, frozen bagel. So again, this is Roosevelt Island, which sits in between, right now, Queens and Manhattan Island. And once the sun goes behind some of the buildings, we should be able to see the blossoms on the Roosevelt Island waterfront. Yeah, Marzan there with a little history. That's actually my favorite part of Roosevelt Island. So at the southern tip, we'll go by it in a little bit, is Four Freedoms State Park. So the island named after Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and that's a state park in his honor. Really beautiful, but unfortunately the hours there are kind of crazy. So like today, the hours, it closes at 5 p.m. So you really gotta, and I think it's like Monday and Tuesday it's closed. So you just gotta make sure you time it correctly. But if you want to go to Roosevelt Island, I would try to go on a day and a time when Four Freedoms Park is open. It's really stunning. Yeah, I really should have brought my gloves. I screwed that up. Oh well. Oh well, such is life. You see some of these blossoms over here? Really pretty. So there's a there's a walking path around all of Roosevelt Island, which is really fun. Probably takes, I don't know, 60 to 90 minutes to walk the whole island, I think. And there are some beautiful blossoms on this side, but on the other side of the western side of Roosevelt Island, there's kind of like a cherry esplanade, which is spectacularly beautiful. On my to-do list, hopefully to get there while they're still blossoming. And then the bridge that we're going to come up to in a moment, where the Roosevelt Island ferry stop is the Queensboro Ed Koch 59th Street Bridge. It's fun to look at, but I will tell you, you can walk across it. I don't like personally to walk across it because the walking and the bike lane are kind of smushed together, and I find it just very. I'm not a person who gets very anxious, but I got fairly anxious on walking on that bridge. And I've seen more than my fair share of collisions, let's just put it that way. It's not pleasant. Coming in nice and slow, so the wind isn't too bad. I do see a big line of people who it looks like will be joining us on the boat. And that's those are the towers of Billionaires Row. So that's 57th, 58th Street in Manhattan, if you look through the buildings. Oh, there's 432 Park. There is a really pretty park on this side as well that you can get to coming off of the Queensboro Bridge. Well, taxicab, the difference with the Brooklyn, so taxicab's asking, because the Brooklyn Bridge used to have shared bike and walking. The thing with the Brooklyn Bridge is the bikes, in my experience, were always outnumbered by the pedestrians, and it's the reverse on this bridge. So as a pedestrian on the Queensboro Bridge, I just felt kind of outnumbered. They're going super fast. You know, they're using the bike and the walking lane and kind of jetting, which is why the collisions, I think, happen. Just, I don't personally find it very comfortable to walk. There are some amazing views. I do have a video of it. I mean, you can, if you search my older videos, I do a video from it if you want to see it, but not high on my list to repeat. George Rucker's here. Yeah, we do love a boat ride. One of the best ways to see the city, and incredibly affordable. Diana Lee's telling jokes. Old joke. Where are the Andes? On the end of the wristies. Wow, that's a ton of people. I guess things are going to fill up here. I kind of like where I'm standing, and I hope nobody sits here, because instead of holding the metal pole, I can hold onto the plastic part of the seat right here. But it looks like a ton of people about to get on. Tourism is back in New York City, baby. There's another ferry heading north. Oh, taxi cab. Yeah, I mean, I try not to take video of that stuff, and if I'm trying to remember if there was a collision on the walk I did, and I'm trying to remember if I pointed the camera away or if I edited it out, because I don't want to show that stuff, but there was a very gnarly accident, and that necessitated an ambulance arriving. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the Roosevelt Island tram. If you are going to go to Roosevelt Island, I would recommend taking the tram. You do have to use a Metro card. It doesn't take Omni, and they pushed back for some reason putting Omni at the Roosevelt Island tram stops, which is our tap and pay. So you have to use a Metro card. It's $2.75, but it's one of the most spectacular rides you can take in New York City. You get these beautiful views. And those people are probably enjoying some nice sunset views as they do it. Shiv is here asking how's the weather. So it's pretty chilly. It's like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, but very windy right now. Very windy. Ian's here wishing a happy Easter. Marv asking, since when is Easter a big tourist weekend? Yeah, I don't know, but I'm seeing tons of folks at a lot of the hot spots today. Maybe it's just that it's spring and people are, really itching to see the cherry blossoms. I don't know what the answer is. Huge line of people coming on, so it's going to be a minute as they scan everybody's tickets. Just going to be a little bit as folks get on board. So I think the next stop should be Long Island City, and then 34th Street in Manhattan, and then I think Brooklyn Navy Yard, and then Wall Street Pier 11. So I think that's, or Stuyvesant Cove is in there somewhere. So what's that? Like 5 or so more stops. Yeah, Neville, it's in the Spider-Man movie, and there was a Sylvester Stallone movie where they do there's a whole scene involving the tram, but I'm blanking on the name of the movie. My so-called retirement with the best question of the evening so far. Extra internet points for you. How was the cheesecake last night? So if you watched us yesterday, we had an amazing walk at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, and we walked the Manhattan Bridge back into the city. And at the very end, I was saying I was going to Eileen's special cheesecake. So they sell whole cheesecakes, they sell slices and stuff, but the kind of big thing that they do is they sell these like little personal size cheesecake kind of cups. And I got way too many of them. So somebody in the chat mentioned cherry cheesecake, which I had never tried, and so that's the one I tried last night. We got more in the freezer for future nights. Lisa had a plain cheesecake. I had the cherry. It was really, really, really good. So highly recommend that. Ambrose with the answer. The Sylvester Stallone movie, Nighthawks. I think if you go on YouTube, you can find clips of it. All right, away we go. Away we go. Oh, and Mars, speaking of cheesecake, my sister brought an entire Junior's cheesecake to Easter dinner. All right, that gets you special points at Easter dinner, right? Everybody else is comatose. All right, I think we should be going to Long Island City next. So we're gonna get some views of southern Roosevelt Island, including Four Freedoms Park, and then after we leave Long Island City, we'll get a really good view of the Pepsi Cola sign. Oh, and we'll see the United Nations. You can see the Chrysler Building, One Vanderbilt, the Empire State Building, United Nations Building, Copper Building. Yeah, Tony, there's going to be wind. It's a windy day. We do have a little wind cover, but we're just going too fast, so gonna be some wind noise. So let's see, now that we're slowing down a little bit. So that's the smallpox hospital on Roosevelt Island. That's FDR, Four Freedoms Park. Let's see, Chrysler Building, United Nations headquarters. The Empire State Building is right now hidden behind the UN. 432 Park Avenue. And way in the distance you can see One World Trade Center. And then here's the Pepsi Cola sign, but we're actually going to get a better view of it when we leave the Long Island City. Julie, enjoying the views, thank you. Yeah, Penelope, we're getting some of those Manhattan Henge views, right? I think when we get to lower Manhattan, near the Williamsburg, Manhattan, and Brooklyn bridges, I think my fingers are crossed that we're going to get some really cool views. About half the people who came up are now going back downstairs because it is too cold. So this is Long Island City. It's actually really pretty over here. I've been a few times for different events. So the 4th of July fireworks I've done from over here. And you can film Manhattan Henge from over here, and you get a really cool shot looking down 42nd Street in Manhattan. And what I've noticed is, at least in the summer months, sometimes there's live music, sometimes there's all these food trucks that come out, and there's all these there's the parks all along the waterfront here. So if you've never been to Long Island City, really encourage checking it out. It's really nice. God love, good to see you. Yeah, it's windy. It's windy. The temperature wouldn't be too bad, but it's super windy, especially when the boat's moving. All right, sounds like we're moving.
Next stop will be Midtown 34th Street.
34th Street next. Oh, so we're gonna get some really good views of the Empire State Building, so stay tuned. And of course the Pepsi Cola sign as we leave Long Island City. Actually, let me go on this side of the boat while we leave. I hope you guys caught that when the sun kind of burst right next to the Empire State Building. That was beautiful. Have the Chrysler Building just up ahead, and as we pull into the ferry dock over here, I'm going to keep the camera pointed on the buildings. You got the American Copper buildings, but as we make the turn into the ferry stop here, we should get just a beautiful shot of the Empire. So stay tuned. There it is. Ooh, burr. Shiva, we're going to take this all the way to Wall Street in Lower Manhattan. Tonight my goal was kind of sunset views on the boat, and it should be timed pretty well. Should be timed pretty well for that. Ooh, I got to remember to fix that night bot. So we are at 34th Street here in Manhattan. I think the next stop is Stuyvesant Cove, and then Brooklyn Navy Yard, and then Wall Street. So I think 3 more stops. where we came from. Queensboro Bridge and the Pepsi Cola sign. That was our last stop. Roosevelt Island in the middle. Yeah, let me get a good shot of this. And then if you've been on our channel before, you know we love Tudor City. Some beautiful older architecture running along 42nd Street. There's a little overpass over there at Tudor City, which is probably the most busy photographer spot during Manhattanhenge. People get there hours early to get the perfect shot. Yeah, Suitcase saying the boat really moves. Yes, it does. Yes, indeed. A lot of photographers up here. That's funny. Shiva said, does the ferry stop near Astoria? Yeah, that was the first. So we got on at East 90th Street, and the first stop was Astoria. I'll add some chapters to the video later on, so if people want to revisit certain stops, it'll be easier to do that. Taxi Cab says the Isaiah Wall is very near Tudor City. What is the? I don't think I'm familiar with the Isaiah Wall. All right, away we go. I think Stuyvesant Cove is next. I saw Bonzo's comment. We actually are using a dead cat, which is a wind cover for the mic, but this one's probably good for like, I don't know, 10 or 15 miles an hour, and the wind is probably 30 miles an hour, so such is life. The bridge we just passed under is the Williamsburg Bridge. Up next is the Manhattan Bridge, and then the Brooklyn Bridge. The wind has pushed my phone totally sideways, so like the gimbal is barely keeping up with us. But we're doing our best. The buildings Sue K asked about, those were the American Copper buildings. Very unique architecture, really, really weird looking, but really fun. But hopefully you guys caught, there were a couple times where the Empire State Building was either to the side of it or even in between the H. So that was pretty cool. So that's where we're heading next. That's Lower Manhattan. It looks like we skipped Stuyvesant Cove. Maybe I was confusing the two East River routes. So the next stop is we're pulling into Brooklyn Navy Yard right now. Yeah, apologies for all the wind noise. I've thought about for some of these, like I in theory could bring like a bigger mic with a big dead cat, but even those are really only rated to like 25 miles an hour. So I think when we do the boat rides, you just have to. You're hearing what I'm hearing. Except for me, it's much colder. Ooh, it was a foolish mistake not to bring my gloves. Let's go downstairs for a second so you guys can see the wake. I'm really as we pull into Wall Street, which is the next stop, I think we're going to get some really awesome views. Yeah, Penelope, it's spring. It didn't occur to me that it would be so cold, but oh well. And this is where some of the boats come at the end of the day, and I've mentioned before that a lot of the New York City ferry boats, they have great names. So that one's called Seize the Day, S-E-A-S, Seize the Day. Happy Hauler, City Fishy. I'll have to try to find the name of our boat when we get off. I like Seize the Day though, that's pretty good. Oh, should we go back upstairs? Better connection? Gonna be an icicle by the time we get to Wall Street. Oh, the boat over there is called Cyclone Shark. And then check out the building that we're coming up to. I think it's called Dock 72, this building. So again, this is Brooklyn Navy Yard. Alright, one more stop, but it's the best for last. Best for last. So it'll just be a couple minutes as they let folks off, let folks on, and then the next stop will go underneath both the Manhattan and Brooklyn bridges and get off at Wall Street, and then we'll walk around a little bit. Amber says, here's our chance to shop at Wegmans. Colleen, thank you for the kind words. Gregory Kelly's here. Good to see you. Welcome. We're taking a chilly sunset ride on the New York City Ferry down the East River. And Gregory came just in time for the best views of the night. Diana, you may have been joking, but it may have come true. Little bird, we are not. That's Tom, I'm Sean. Tom's a good guy, though.
Next and last stop will be Pier 11 Wall Street.
All right, away we go. Next stop, last stop, Pier 11 Wall Street. So again, when we're moving, I'm not going to talk as much just because with the wind noise, you probably can't even hear what I'm saying, but we're going to see the Manhattan Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and then all the buildings of Lower Manhattan, including an especially prominent will be One World Trade Center. And hopefully, if I've timed this right, we should have some really nice sunset views and some beautiful colors, so fingers crossed. Penelope, this is the only voice work I do. But thank you for the kind words. Oh yeah, Gregory again, happy Easter, happy Passover, happy Ramadan, whatever you may be celebrating, sending all best wishes. And we're moving. Ooh, and a very kind $5 super chat, Marzen Worldwide, a little something for a piping hot caffeinated beverage and this amazing sunset view. Happy Easter to you and your family and best wishes to all. Hey Marzen, thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody do me a favor, go check out Marzen's channel. I just did the Great Bridge Walk, 32-mile walk across all the bridges into and out of Manhattan. And he put together a really cool video. An absolutely incredible accomplishment, but thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Guys are giving me so many business ideas. Thank you. Yeah, the sky's looking really pretty. So again, that's the Williamsburg Bridge that we just passed under a little while ago. Up next is the Manhattan Bridge, then the Brooklyn Bridge. And it's very hard to zoom when we're moving, so I'm probably not going to be able to until we stop at Wall Street, but we should be able to see in the distance the Statue of Liberty. Ooh, super cold, but oh my god, how are those views? And I think we actually got a pretty nice shot of the Statue of Liberty. beautiful. So I think when we get off, we're gonna hightail it south and try to catch, you know, the remnants of the sunset. The colors are really nice. So this is the last stop, Wall Street Pier 11. That was a fun ride. Now let's go get a little bit of walking in. Ooh, burr. This happened the last time we did this. I like couldn't warm myself up afterwards. Oh well. Marco asking, what time did the trip start? So we took the sorry, just organizing my phone here for a second. I think so. We took the Astoria route. Started at East 90th Street about an hour ago. It's about an hour to go from East 90th to Wall Street. There's a different route called Soundview. Take care. Which doesn't have as many stops, but I really like going by Roosevelt Island. I like going by Long Island City and Astoria. Ooh, but burr, freezing. A little windy. Alright, so we're gonna head into the city now. Again, we're at Wall Street, so we're in Lower Manhattan, FiDi, the financial district. And we're gonna head down to the Battery, so the very southern tip of Manhattan Island. Down there you can hop on a ferry to Governor's Island. You could hop on the Staten Island ferry, which is really fun and free. And you do get some more Statue of Liberty views. British Grey is here. Yeah, so the ferry we were just on, $4 is the price for a single ticket. You can buy a 10 ticket pass, or a, what do you call it? You can buy 10 tickets for $27.50, so that lowers the per ride price to $275. That's what I did, because I'm expecting to take a bunch of rides this summer. But let's hightail it down a little farther and see if we can catch some more of these colors. It's just so pretty. Marzan says we're very close to the start of the Great Saunter at Fraunces Tavern. Yeah, maybe we'll do that after. I want to go see the sun colors first, and then maybe we'll go see Fraunces Tavern, one of the oldest establishments in New York City. Where people such as George Washington went to drink. I've only been once myself, though. A long time ago. Diana Lee saying, how are our hands? My hands are totally frozen right now. I'm hoping some brisk walking will help warm things up. Again, the temperature today is not so bad. It was the combination of the wind and the boat and the, the speed of the boat. Whew. Oh well. Let's think warm, sunny thoughts. Ambrose saying good things about Fraunces. Was expecting a current day tourist trap, but the food was good. Hey, yeah, I remember having a fine experience there. I think we mostly had beer. I don't think I remember the food. Rapid Dog says, not the heat, it's the humidity. Exactly. So as we make our way downtown and as the sun sets, we will start to see some of the building lights come on, which should be quite nice. Brooklyn across the way. And if you guys want to see more from Brooklyn, yesterday we did a live stream at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden. Then we did a long walk on Flatbush Avenue, a little longer than I had planned on. And then we walked across the Manhattan Bridge. Marzan says, Fraunces Tavern is where George Washington said, you improvise, you overcome, you adapt. Ooh, I didn't know. So up next is a very kind of beautiful and ornate building. That's where you pick up the ferry to Governor's Island. And I think there's like a Cipriani hotel or something on top of it. But it's a really cool looking building. And then the building after it is where you pick up the Staten Island Ferry. Lots of helicopters overhead. Sharon asking, have we ever taken a helicopter tour? I have taken a helicopter once in my life. My wife and I did one on our honeymoon, but I'm not really a big fan of them here. They're so loud. So it's not really for me. Just show you guys again, this is where you pick up the Governor's Island Ferry. It's just a stunning building. Really beautiful. I forget the cost of the Governor's Island Ferry, but if you check the website, there's certain days and times, like if you go early on the weekend, it's free, so it doesn't always cost money. Never say, didn't even know there was an upstairs. Yeah, it's this Casa Cipriani. Though I think a few months ago it caught fire. I don't know if it's open. I don't know what the story is there right now. I don't see a lot of people here. But if anything, I think I read it's like ultra high end, so I don't think you're gonna find me there anytime soon. So we're just gonna go to the other side of the Staten Island Ferry, get near the water. We'll get a very nice shot of the Statue of Liberty and see the last remnants of the sunset. Colors in the sky are quite nice. Marsden says, is that a hotel? That's my understanding. I think it's like a high-end luxury hotel, like small boutique hotel. Alright, let's cut through a lot of folks here. So all of these folks around us have just gotten off the Staten Island Ferry, heading into Manhattan for dinner, entertainment, etc., etc., etc. Julie, thank you for the kind words. Yard Foods is here. If you joined and I didn't see your name, thanks for being with us. So this is the Battery, the very southern tip of Manhattan Island. All of this area dates back, to the oldest history of Manhattan Island. They have a carousel over here, and I'm actually glad we get to see it at this time because it's lit up at night. It's really pretty, has a kind of sea theme. Not seeing any video issues on my end, but you guys, is it an everybody problem or is it a couple people need to hit refresh problem? Let me know what you guys think. Super weird. Looks okay. The network looks fine on my side. So I'm not seeing why it would look bad. Let me think. Well, let me go sit down and then I'll think about what I can do. Super weird. Looks totally fine on my end. Network-wise, but I could be wrong. Oh, let me get a seat and we will troubleshoot. We will troubleshoot with a view of the Statue of Liberty and the sound of the water. Looks like Minecraft. Uh-oh. That ain't good. So let's do this. I will restart the stream in a couple of minutes. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes and I'll be back and hopefully try to improve the quality. I'll see you guys very soon. Hey friends, giving it one more try. Ooh, let me just get my hands situated. Oops, Statue of Liberty. Beautiful. Why does it seem like we're zoomed all the way in? What's going on here? We're zoomed in. There we go. That should look a little more stable. Alright, if you're able to join, Ambrose is back, Colleen is back. Let me know how it's looking now. I'm just trying one more thing. Just trying something. We'll see if it's any better. Super weird. Was the quality bad the whole time or just towards the end? Let me know. Marv is saying much better. Okay, super weird. I don't have much of an explanation at the moment, but such is life. Such are the joys of live streaming. You never know quite what you're going to get. Was it only towards the end that happened, or was it kind of the whole time? Because that's a bummer. Just towards the end. Okay, so my guess, so we're trying a new network, and my guess is maybe we got throttled at the end, which is unfortunate, but not a lot we can do about it except try again. There's the Staten Island Ferry coming in, and there, of course, is the Statue of Liberty, looking beautiful. And as we look farther to the west, really pretty colors. Really beautiful evening here. Anyways, apologies for the difficulties there. Thanks for bearing with me. So let's head into the city a little bit away from the battery. Let's go see if we can find Fraunces Tavern and see some of Revolutionary Days New York City. Yeah, I guess we got throttled. That's unfortunate. Alrighty, getting lots of good feedback now. Well, you'll let me know if it gets bad again. Though, unfortunately, restarting the whole stream is kind of a bummer because we lose a lot of our friends along the way, but such is life. Ooh, look at the blossoms down here. So again, we're in the battery, going back to the early days of New York City. Castle Clinton behind us. Some of the earliest defenses of New York City. Here's the carousel we saw earlier. Hopefully can get you guys a slightly better quality view of it this time. So we'll see a couple sites downtown. I wanted to mostly just see if we could fix the stream. But let's go see Fraunces Tavern. We'll do a couple of things, and then I do need to head back to the missus. She's very kindly waiting to have dinner with me tonight, so I can't keep her waiting too long. All right, getting lots of positive feedback. Well, thank you guys for bearing with us. Ah, the joys of live streaming. Neville says, you haven't lost me. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's a carousel. I was hoping we'd see it move. Are they going to start it up? They might. Let's wait a second. Let's see if they start it up. It's actually really pretty. SeaGlass, it's called. Gregory saying, what's for dinner? Ooh, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. Let's find out what the missus is in the mood for. Last night we did kind of classic Italian spaghetti marinara, a nice Italian salad, Italian bread, and then cheesecake for dessert. That was the star of the show, though. Oh, here we go. John says, how was the cheesecake? The cheesecake was fantastic. So if anybody wasn't with us yesterday, we went to Eileen's special cheesecake in Nolita, and I got a whole pile of these kind of individual sized cheesecakes, and I had the cherry one. She had a plain. We have strawberry, we have key lime, we have a bunch more to go. But it was so good. Isn't that pretty? So this is SeaGlass down here in the Battery. Beautiful, really pretty. And this is kind of what I was hoping for, which is that the building lights would come on. So we're gonna walk in. We'll see a few sites. This part of the stream won't be super long because as I was saying, need to get home to the missus for dinner. But I didn't want to end on a sour note with subpar quality. And I'm asking, have we ever been in the carousel? No, I've never ridden that carousel. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know that I've ever ridden a carousel in New York City. I've only been here in my adult life, and we now have a kid, but he's not quite in the carousel riding phase just yet. But one day I'll get to take him there, take him to the Central Park carousel. They have a really nice one. And then during winter, there's a nice one at Bryant Park. Sunshine after the rain. John, Sue K, Joanne, Colleen, M, Andre, Ramona, good to see everybody. If I missed you, welcome, welcome. This is a very long light. Gregory's a fan, says age is no obstacle. You know what I did ride? Did I ride it or did I film it? I'm trying to remember. There was a Ferris wheel in Times Square. I'm trying to remember if my wife and I rode that, but we've definitely done the one at Coney Island, which is fun because some of the cars on the Coney Island Ferris wheel move. They kind of shake and go back and forth. It's kind of a trip. Deborah says, where are we from? I'm from Houston, Texas originally, but I've been in New York now for 19 years. So think of myself as a New Yorker now. Ambrose rode a real horse carousel at Wild West City in New Jersey 50 years ago. There you go. What's the best way to go? Let's go to Water Street. Excuse me. Big detours over here. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. Oof. Hello. Ambrose says they swing violently. The Coney Island Ferris wheel, it's a real hoot. Let's see, just catching up on some of the chat. It's going by so quickly. Oh, Marie Carmen is here from Puerto Rico. Good to see you. Noble Sweetness, good to see you. There's a Vietnam memorial down here. I think it might be the next street. There's a lot of art, statues, and memorials around here. Kind of every few blocks, if you're looking close enough, you can spot them. There we go, Fraunces Tavern. Andre caught us. Robin says, still don't have an accent. One of my best friends is from Staten Island, and he has a serious New York City accent. And I always find it funny because people often, including in the abruptly terminated initial live stream, compare me to Walks in Wall Street's Tom, who I find has a real accent. So I always find it funny that we get compared. Anyways, here's Fraunces Tavern. Let's see if we can read any of this. It is so dark. It talks about Washington giving his farewell to his officers here in 1783. And then put on the National Register of Historic Places. And it says circa 1719. After the American Revolutionary War, on December 4, 1783, General George Washington bade an emotional farewell to his officers at a banquet held in the Long Room, located on the second floor of this tavern. Samuel Fraunces, a West Indian innkeeper, was the proprietor. He later became Washington's chief steward. Fraunces, also an American patriot, was host to secret meetings of the Sons of Liberty and gave aid to American prisoners of war. The present building, purchased by the Sons of the Revolution in 1904, was restored by them on this site and has since been maintained by them. And this plaque, provided by the New York Community Trust in 1976. Incredible. Yo, Ange, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this is super old. Okay. I know where I want to go. Let's see if we can figure it out. So if you just joined and weren't on the last stream, we had a kind of quality hiccup at the end, so we restarted. But on the last stream, we took the New York City Ferry from the Upper East Side of Manhattan down the East River. Got some really spectacular sunset views, so I hope you'll check that out. And we're just going to walk a little bit. So we've been streaming now for quite a while all together. So we're just going to go a little while longer, but we're down in Lower Manhattan, so I wanted to show you guys some cool sights while we're here. Wouldn't miss it. Ferry says New York City full of history. Absolutely. And if you're down here, I mean, really some of the oldest history in the entire city. So let's take this. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Check this out. Let me try to get a good view of the lights. Oh yeah. So we're down in Lower Manhattan. And you still have some of these amazing cobblestone streets. Isn't this just wonderful? And appropriately enough, this is called Stone Street. So a lot of the streets down here are actually super narrow, so some of them they've made pedestrian only, which is really nice. It's fun to walk on these streets. But there's a few, bars and restaurants right there. So it's really fun. Once it warms up, you'll see at night tons of people there. Let's head over. This is Queen Elizabeth Park, by the way. Was dedicated after the September 11 attacks.
Eddie.
Let's head over to the Stock Exchange and then Trinity Church. I think those will be our big stops for the evening. And maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll go see Charging Bull. There's the former location of Delmonico's, but I think they closed. So the financial district, there are apartment buildings down here, especially for folks who work in finance. But this area tends to be much livelier during the daytime. So there's not going to be a ton of people. Exchange Place. I think what we'll do is we'll head back onto Wall Street. Gregory says there's some affordable, by Manhattan standards, housing down here, but yeah, it's totally dead at night. Stylish says Delmonico will reopen in 2023. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, so, you know, Delmonico's is interesting because it's on the list of, you know, oldest restaurants in New York City history. And it's super famous, you know, obviously for steak, but baked Alaska, lobster thermidor, I think. I don't know. Supposedly, you know, they claim to have created like tons of these classic dishes, but they open and close, and have changed hands, I think, over the years. So it's not like one of those continuously in operation establishments. It's just the name survives. Yeah, we're gonna go see the Stock Exchange, Fearless Girl, and Charging Bull. Oh, and Trinity Church. Those will be our stops tonight. If you were on with us earlier, thank you for making your way back to us. Keep me posted on how the quality is. Hopefully we've improved it. Tiffany & Co. Let's do a quick stop over with Fearless Girl and the Stock Exchange. And then hopefully we'll have resolved some of our technical issues. Always a work in progress live streaming. But thank you guys for being with us tonight. This has been fun. Hey, Steve Gonzalez, good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Here's a Fearless Girl staring down the Stock Exchange. Stylish, you'll have to catch up. You'll have to catch up. We had an amazing ride on the New York City Ferry. The best way to see New York City, in my book. Certainly one of the best deals in New York City. All right, let's go over to Broadway. My apologies if we're bringing this to a somewhat abrupt end, but lost a few minutes there with the got a little technical difficulty, and I must get home to the missus. But we will of course do this again real soon. Yeah, wishing everybody happy Easter, happy Passover, happy Ramadan, whatever you may be celebrating. Passing New Street, Broadway next. G. Pinay, Luis. Welcome, everybody. Let's go see Charging Bull. I think Dutch likes to call him Morris because he's right next to Morris Street. John Roberts, John Bader, Sue K. Best wishes to all of our friends during these, the high holidays. Ellen, thanks for stopping by. I'm curious how many people will be at Charging Bull. Let's see. 8:12, 8:15. Sunday night. Probably not super busy, I'm guessing. It's New York though, there's always people, but I'm guessing not too many. Oh my gosh, way more than I would have thought. Way more. I didn't expect to see that many people. Shows what I know. Shows what I know. Look at all these people. All right. Make sure we don't get hit. Manny Explorers. Hey, everybody go check out Manny. Another great YouTuber. So the question for everybody is always, do you prefer the front of the bowl or the back of the bowl? Do you grab life by the horns or... Manny was had a nice video from the New York Auto Show. Oh, it's so funny. These people are so hysterical. Funny. So funny. Okay. All right. Last stop. We will go see Trinity Church. And then I must say my goodbyes. So this is, I was saying, Dutch, another one of our YouTube friends, Dutch Maz, likes to call the bowl Morris. This is Morris Street, this little tiny little street, Morris Street. Just show you the entryway of this building, 29 Broadway. Look how beautiful this is. Oh, beautiful New York City. Broadway is really fun. We did a walk once, the entire Manhattan length of Broadway. It took me 4.5 hours, I think. From Marble Hill, which some people think is in the Bronx, but is officially part of Manhattan, all the way to here. It was something like 14 miles. It was really funny because originally, I don't know how I got it wrong, but I had estimated it was like 12 miles. I don't know. I don't know where the missing 2 miles were. I kept checking my watch, and I was like, "Oh, I only have so many miles to go." Somehow forgot 2 miles. But it's one of the most amazing walks you can do because it takes you to every part of New York City. But let's go see Trinity Church, which has beautiful lighting and stained glass. And as we do that, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. If you were with us on the last stream, we had a really fun boat ride down the East River. Some incredible sunset views. I froze my poor hands off And then we did a little, what do you call it? A little technical repair work. And we got some nice views down here in Lower Manhattan, including Fraunces Tavern. Beautiful Stone Street. Fearless Girl, the New York Stock Exchange, Charging Bull, and here, Trinity Church. Some of the most historic parts of New York City, all in basically a 10-minute radius. So big shout out to everybody for being with us. Thank you to my mods. Thank you for watching, chatting, leaving comments. You want to help us grow the channel, consider subscribing, and sharing our videos is a really good way to help grow the channel, because it sends signals to YouTube and the algorithm that not only do you like watching, but you like it enough to share it. So I hope you'll consider those things. And if you're new, we do walks all over New York City, sometimes live, sometimes recorded. And we hope you'll stick around for more walks. But signing off here at the intersection of Wall Street and Broadway, right by the historic Trinity Church, and some pretty spectacular nighttime views here in Lower Manhattan. Again, wishing everybody a happy Easter, and best wishes for the week ahead. I'll see you guys all again sometime real soon. So John Bader, Neville Stylish Bunny, Manny, Steve, John, Noble Sweetness, Julie, Ramona, Marzin, Mike, Walks in Camera, Furtis, Luis, Mike, and many, 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 many more. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you again sometime real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.